Very few names in the football world have as much resonance with power and charisma as Zlatan Ibrahimović. A man of unbelievable talent, who is charismatic and has a big personality, Zlatan's rise from a bicycle thief in Malmö to the top of world football is only comparable to legends. This story is about Zlatan Ibrahimović, the Lion.
It's Ibrahimović! He's done it!
To penetrate the legend of Zlatan Ibrahimović, we have to begin somewhere, so let us start here. As for the background and personal history of Zlatan, it should be mentioned that he was born and raised in the Rosengård suburb in Malmö, Sweden. Therefore, he claimed lots of chances and struggles, connected with being an immigrant in a harsh community. Born on October 3, 1981, to a Bosnian father, Šefik Ibrahimović, and a Croatian mother, Jurka Grabic, Zlatan's family struggled to make ends meet. His parents divorced when he was just 2 years old, leading to a tumultuous upbringing marked by financial instability and familial tension. Zlatan Ibrahimović grew up bullied, beaten, and so poor that his family couldn't even afford to eat. As a teenager, he stole food and even bicycles just to survive, and probably should have ended up in prison for it. But with all the odds stacked against him, somehow he came out on top, becoming one of the greatest football players of all time. It's hard to imagine the 6'5" self-proclaimed lion ever being bullied, but as a kid, he was small, had a prominent nose, and spoke with a lisp, making him an easy target. Zlatan was living with his single mother and his 5 siblings, whom she was struggling to support by herself with her job as a cleaner. His mother, overwhelmed by the pressures of raising several children alone, often resorted to physical discipline. As a kid, his mother would often hit him with a wooden spoon. The spoon would break on his head, and she would then make him go out and buy a new one, just to do it again. Zlatan has candidly spoken about the times his mother hit him, an experience that left emotional and physical scars. When he was 9, his mother was arrested, so Zlatan was sent off to live with his father where things didn't get much better. His father did his best and sacrificed everything to give Zlatan a shot at football, even going as far as to delay rent just to pay for Zlatan's football academy. But this had its repercussions. When a bloody civil war broke out back home, Ibrahimovic's father, Šefik, became increasingly withdrawn, spending most nights drinking and listening to music from his broken homeland. The refrigerator often contained nothing but beer, leaving the children to fend for themselves. Social services intervened more than once. Ibrahimović has given few revealing interviews, but he discusses his childhood openly and at length in his autobiography. "My dad was never there," Ibrahimović said. "I looked after myself. Maybe it did hurt. I can't really tell." If he hadn't found soccer, Ibrahimović said, he may have wound up in prison. Zlatan's desperation led him down a dark path where he would frequently shoplift in order to eat food, and he would even steal bikes in order to sustain himself. It's crazy to think that if Zlatan continued down that path, he'd just be some criminal in a Swedish prison. But luckily, Zlatan had one thing going for him. He was a wizard with his feet, having grown up playing street football. The soccer pitch became their proving ground, with the raucous games extending long into the night. Winning wasn't enough. You had to play with style and panache. Tricks and moves were often more important than goals. That was how you got noticed. So Ibrahimović copied flashy Brazilian players such as Romario and his idol, the incomparable Ronaldo, and began to sleep with a soccer ball tucked next to his pillow. By growing up, Zlatan was more than just a football player. He also got his black belt in Taekwondo, but his love for football took over thanks to his idol, Ronaldo Nazario. Now, this rough upbringing of his definitely molded him into the tough guy we know today. He had to be tough just to survive. We see it in the way he plays football, and he even says that to play well, he needs to be angry. What made him even angrier was that he felt inferior to the other kids. Another reason is that the showmanship has come to define his career. However, as he slowly climbed the ranks of youth soccer in Sweden, it clashed with the prevailing team-first concept. As a result, he was sent home by coaches more than once, and on other occasions, his teammates' parents drafted petitions demanding he be kicked out of the club. He had no money, he had worse clothes, but he told himself one day, "I'll show them." This was his motivation to work even harder. That led to another trait that has followed him throughout his career. Each time his skill or value was questioned, he would respond with an over-the-top boast, then go out on the field and back it up. At 15, Zlatan was part of the Malmö Youth Academy and was on the verge of giving up football. He was close to quitting to work full-time at the docks, but his coach managed to convince him to stay. Soon after, Zlatan signed his first professional contract with Malmö and joined the senior team at just 17 years old. In his situation, 99 out of 100 guys would have given up, facing such impossible odds. But Zlatan was different. He was the 1 in 100 who persevered, and he was about to prove his worth as a professional football player. In 1999, Zlatan Ibrahimović joined Malmö's first team. During his time there, he scored 16 league goals in 40 games, showcasing his undeniable talent. At 19, Zlatan transferred from Malmö to Ajax for €9 million, marking a pivotal moment in his career. He was close to signing with Arsenal, but manager Arsene Wenger wanted him to do a trial first. Even as a teenager, Zlatan found this offer insulting, declaring, "I don't do trials. You either want me or you don't." This moment highlighted Zlatan's growing ego and confidence, traits that would become even more pronounced as his career progressed. You'll soon see much more of this side of Zlatan. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's career at Ajax marked a significant period of growth and development for the young striker. His time at Ajax was crucial in shaping his playing style and establishing his reputation on the international stage. Zlatan quickly made an impact at Ajax, showcasing his unique combination of skill, strength, and creativity. His ability to score spectacular goals and his flair for the dramatic made him a fan favorite. He spent 3 years at the club, winning 2 league titles and scoring 48 goals in 110 games. During this time, he made his debut for the Swedish national team. And on national duty, he got himself into some serious controversy with his Ajax teammates. In a friendly match between Sweden and the Netherlands in August 2004, Zlatan injured van der Vaart, which led to significant tension between the two players. Rafael van der Vaart publicly accused Zlatan of deliberately injuring him. This accusation caused a major rift between the two players, creating a tense atmosphere in the Ajax locker room. Van der Vaart came out and claimed that Zlatan did this on purpose, even though they were teammates at club level, which made Zlatan furious. When he returned to Ajax, he went up to him and told him, "I didn't injure you on purpose, and you know that. If you accuse me again, I'll break both your legs. And that time, it will be on purpose." After this argument, the Ajax fans weren't on Zlatan's side. So on his first game back, the crowd booed him. But within 90 minutes, the boos turned into applause when he scored this goal. This was one of Zlatan's greatest goals. But not his greatest, because we'll get to a few of those soon. But this is the goal that put him into the spotlight of European football and triggered bigger clubs to come knocking. During this period, Ibrahimović began collaborating with agent Mino Raiola, who would go on to play a pivotal role throughout Zlatan's career. Together, they orchestrated an $18 million transfer from Ajax to Juventus, marking the beginning of Ibrahimovic's successful tenure in Italy. 22 years old and hungry, Zlatan arrived in Turin and was thrown right into the starting 11 because of an injury to the main striker David Trezeguet. During his debut season at Juventus, Ibrahimović joined forces with Trezeguet and Del Piero in a formidable attacking trio that contributed to Juventus clinching the Serie A title. Ibrahimović himself scored 16 goals in the league and was honored with the Foreign Football Player of the Year award in Italy. He was also awarded the Swedish Player of the Year award for the first time. This was an award he would go on to win 14 more times in his career. Following his impressive debut in Italy, rumors surfaced that Juventus had turned down a $70 million offer from Real Madrid for Ibrahimović. However, it later emerged that this story was fabricated by agent Mino Raiola to boost Ibrahimovic's market worth. Moving into his second season at Juventus, Ibrahimović encountered difficulties as he was deployed on the wing, which hampered his effectiveness compared to his stellar previous season. Despite Juventus winning Serie A, Ibrahimović faced growing frustration from the club's fans. However, Ibrahimović would soon become a lesser concern for Juventus, as the club was embroiled in a match-fixing scandal that resulted in immediate relegation to Serie B. This meant that Ibrahimović would be playing in the second division of Italian football the following season. Fortunately for Ibrahimović, Mino Raiola intervened once again, leveraging legal threats against Juventus. This maneuver allowed Ibrahimović to secure a move to Italian rivals Inter Milan for a transfer fee totaling 25 million euros. Inter won the Serie A with a record 97 points in his first season there. Zlatan says that he supported Inter as a child, so this was really a proud achievement for him. In his second season there, he just got even better, as he was becoming the focal point of this attack, winning his second title in a row and picking up the Serie A Player of the Year award. Now regarded as one of the premier football players globally, Ibrahimović validated his status by signing a lucrative new contract that made him the highest paid player in the world. As the 2008-2009 season approached, Jose Mourinho's arrival at Inter marked the beginning of a strong rapport between him and Ibrahimović. It was a season of stellar achievements for Ibrahimović, as he scored 29 goals, secured his third consecutive Serie A title, and clinched a second consecutive Player of the Year award. The bond forged with Mourinho during this period would prove pivotal in Ibrahimovic's career, as events would soon reveal. During this season, Ibrahimović also netted the Serie A goal of the season, an impressive feat, though not surpassing what would later be considered his greatest goal, yet to come in the following years. Zlatan Ibrahimović is known for his charismatic and confident attitude both on and off the field. He often displays a strong belief in his abilities, which some may perceive as arrogance, but others see as a key factor in his success. Because of this, he decided to move to the reigning champions Barcelona. Did he know? This would mark the beginning of a nightmare season for Zlatan, one of the biggest mistakes in his entire career. Ibrahimović scored 22 goals in 46 appearances for Barcelona, but has admitted he does not look back on his time at the club with any fondness, and has claimed he disappointed himself during that period. When asked about his low moments in football, Ibrahimović told Canal+, "My worst memory? I think it was Barcelona, but not for football. There, it happened to me to think too much." Ibrahimovic's comments suggest that it was not just matters on the pitch that led to him feeling unhappy at Barcelona. At 27, Zlatan Ibrahimović arrived in Barcelona for a fee of $40 million, plus a swap for Samuel Eto'o, and was arguably the best striker in the world at the time. Zlatan had a fantastic start, scoring in his first 5 consecutive league matches. Everything seemed perfect. He was happy with manager Pep Guardiola. He was at the best club in Europe, and he looked poised to finally win the Champions League. However, one player disrupted it all for him. Lionel Messi, Barcelona's golden boy and the world's best player at the time, decided midway through the season that he wanted to play through the center in a false 9 position. This was Zlatan's position, leading to him being shifted out wide and even benched at times to accommodate Messi. In Zlatan's autobiography, he reflected on the situation. It started well, but then Messi started to talk. He wanted to play in the middle, not on the... So the system changed from 4-3-3 to 4-5-1. I was surprised and no longer had the pitch I needed to succeed. Barcelona reached the Champions League semi-finals and faced Inter Milan, Zlatan's former club, and they lost. After this game, Zlatan confronted Guardiola telling him, "You haven't got any balls. You can go to hell." Zlatan expected a response, but that was the last conversation they ever had. From that day on, Guardiola avoided Zlatan during training and refused to communicate with him. It became clear that Zlatan's future with Guardiola and Barcelona was over. After just 1 season in Spain, he transferred back to Milan, but this time to their fiercest rivals, AC Milan, where he aimed to dominate Serie A once again. Ibrahimović initially joined AC Milan on loan, but made the move permanent after the first season. However, his time at Milan was not without controversy. Notably, on November 14, 2010, he sent Marco Materazzi to the hospital with a kung fu kick during a Milan derby, an act he later admitted was intentional, as he sought revenge for a past incident. His tenure at AC Milan also featured his career's greatest goal, scored with the national team against England. In a game Sweden won 4-2, Zlatan scored all 4 goals, with the 4th earning the 2013 Puskas Award for the best goal of the year. By the end of his second season with Milan, despite having his best individual season yet with 28 goals in 32 league games, the team failed to win Serie A as Juventus took the title. Bored with Serie A, Zlatan sought a new challenge. Ibrahimović signed for PSG in July 2012, following closely in the footsteps of his former AC Milan teammate Thiago Silva. At 30, an age where many footballers begin to decline, Zlatan was on the verge of entering what could be considered his prime years. He joined an exciting PSG team under new ownership, determined to dominate French football. In his first season, Zlatan helped PSG lift the league title for the first time in 19 years, contributing to 40 goals and winning the League One Player of the Year award. However, his tenure also featured several controversial incidents, including kicking the Saint-Étienne goalkeeper, stamping on Dejan Lovren's head, and receiving a ban for another stamp on Valencia's Andrés Guardado. The 2013-14 season saw Zlatan improve further, scoring 41 goals in 46 games, winning the League Player of the Year award, the Top Scorer award, and the League One Goal of the Season for a wonder strike. His third season in Paris was slower individually but still successful, securing a third consecutive league title and a domestic quadruple. However, the 2015-16 season was remarkable, as Zlatan at 33 scored 51 goals in 50 games, breaking numerous PSG records, becoming their all-time top scorer, and winning his fourth league title in a row, solidifying his legendary status in the French capital. Despite these achievements, some still doubted him, questioning whether he could succeed in the Premier League. Determined to prove himself, Zlatan joined Manchester United, reuniting with Jose Mourinho to silence his critics. At 34, the English media doubted his potential impact. However, Zlatan thrived, scoring on his debut and maintaining excellent form throughout the season. He won 3 trophies, including the Europa League, his first European title, and finished the league season with 17 goals. However, in April, he suffered a severe knee injury, threatening to end his career. Determined to recover, Zlatan's impressive rehabilitation amazed doctors. Returning to United for a second season, he struggled to secure a place in the team, leading to a mutual contract termination in March 2018. At 36, Zlatan moved to the MLS to join LA Galaxy. Unlike many older players seeking a slower league before retirement, Zlatan planned to return to Europe for one last challenge. Upon signing, he took out a full-page ad in the LA Times declaring, "Dear Los Angeles, you're welcome." His first game, a derby against LAFC, saw him score a spectacular volley and a last-minute header to secure victory, famously stating, "The fans were demanding something, and I gave them Zlatan." Over 2 seasons in the MLS, he scored 56 goals in 52 games, became an MLS All-Star and captain, and scored his 500th career goal, humorously noting that Toronto would be remembered as his 500th victim. Often compared to Carlos Vela, Zlatan dismissed the debate, asserting his superiority. After dominating the MLS, Zlatan returned to Italy, rejoining AC Milan in the 2019-20 season at 38. His mission was to restore Milan to the top of Italian football. In his first season back, he scored 11 goals in 20 games and inspired his teammates. Milan started the 2021 season strongly, topping the league in January. Despite his contract expiring, Zlatan signed an extension, aiming to bring Serie A back to AC Milan. At 40, he continued defying expectations, contributing goals and assists, and providing crucial leadership. In April 2022, Zlatan faced heartbreak with the death of his agent and close friend, Mino Raiola. Despite the loss, Milan won Serie A for the first time in 11 years, a victory Zlatan dedicated to Raiola. Remarkably, he revealed he played the last 6 months with an ACL tear, enduring pain to achieve this success. Zlatan signed a 1-year extension for the 2022-23 season, but played sparingly due to injuries. At 41, his body finally signaled the end of his illustrious career. Retiring with 570 career goals and 34 trophies, Zlatan had come a long way from his challenging childhood. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I've got another one you're sure to like on screen now. Trust me, you should subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my content.